I'm Kevin, this is Baylor, and you're watching Revved Up. Today's video is sponsored by my good buddy Bob with the Rustychain YouTube channel. If you enjoy dirt bike content, make sure to give him a follow. He's down in the description. Let's get into it.
In today's video, we're going to be having a knife building challenge.
Neither of us have ever built a knife before, so it's going to be a fun and interesting journey.
Stay tuned.
The premise of today's challenge is that we can only use 5 different tools. So Baylor and I are going to pick ours out and we'll get to it.
All right, well, I got my 5 tools here. I got this 1969 chuck drill with a little grinding wheel on it. I got a drill for some weight reduction. I got a pair of vice grips and a grinder, and we need the belt sander.
What about this vise, Baylor?
That does not count as a tool. We have determined that this is kind of a key to our knife building, so we're not going to include this as the tools.
So for my 5 tools, I kind of went on the same plane as Baylor here. Got a drill, need that. Got me a grinder. Also, we discussed the wheels don't count. We can use wire wheel, flapper disc, cut off wheel, whatever, and it just counts as a grinder. Also gonna use a belt sander. My different ones are big old hammer, nice long pair of needle nose pliers. I as well will be using the vise, probably quite a bit. The next thing we need to focus on is material. We're just gonna be using the scrap we've collected over the last couple projects. So we're gonna let Baylor pick his out first.
Yep. All right, so we got some nice stainless steel here. I don't want to use that. I think I'm gonna kind of go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna use a brake rotor.
What?
Brake rotor?
I believe they are forged cast iron, if I'm correct, and it makes a pretty good material for knife building.
Man, that thing has seen better days, that's for sure.
Oh, it'll shine.
Wouldn't
Diamond
do
in the
much
rough.
as a brake rotor anymore, but
Oh, she'll make a perfect knife.
think so. All right, I'm looking through this little scrap pile here. Baylor said he didn't want to use stainless. And I think that's because it's going to be pretty hard to work with, but I think I'm going to use stainless and just fight through it. So I want my knife to hold up pretty good. Got a bunch of coupons in here. Oh, that thing's cherry. Gonna use that.
Is perfect.
Beautiful.
All right, so I got her kind of marked out here. I'm gonna just chop it off here and then shape my knife with the grinder from there. I'm not quite sure what kind of design I'm gonna stick to here, but it's gonna go ahead and get her cut. So I got my knife pretty well shaped up here. I think I'm just gonna throw her on the bench grinder now and let her start taking shape.
Alright, so I got my coupon a little marked up here. I need to set you guys up because I want to use a face shield. So that's what I'm going to do. Chuck this up in the vise and get to cutting. Alright, so I got a little, oh, that's still hot. A little rough template cut out. I'm going to start working it with this belt belt sander, but I need to get a little heavier grit sandpaper, so that's what we're gonna do.
You need to take that off.
What did it hit?
Hmm?
What did it hit?
I'm sure. Probably just grab it up. I didn't get that off.
I don't know how to take it off. Progress is going good for me. I'm starting to get an edge on this blade. Shape's real nice, I like it. I wish I went a little bit longer with the handle. It's going to be kind of a tiny guy. But I think there's just enough material. If I leaf it nice and thick, I can get a big old handle on it. I tried to make this little stop here big enough for my finger to kind of work in. I'll leave the bottom of the blade a little more dull. I like it. It's like a little paring knife. I think this will fit well in a backpack, or be a good camping knife.
All right, well, we got our knives pretty well shaped out here. Before we do a final sharpen on them, I think we're going to go ahead and get our handles ready. By using this stick here, and make a handle out of it. So let's do it. So I'm gonna have to swap a cut-off blade onto here. I'm gonna knock her off here and here, get a measurement, cut her in half. Yeah. All right, got the handle pretty well built here. I'm gonna go ahead and drill a hole right there for the knife to go into. Okay, so I got my handle on here. I am going to go ahead and sharpen this blade up a little more. A little bit.
Now we're going to start working on the handle material. I'm going to be using some cherry that we limbed from a beautiful tree this past year. This is where 5-tool challenge gets a little interesting, because I have to cut out a couple of handle templates, or handle pieces I guess, with a grinder and a cutoff wheel. On the hunt for some cherry. Here we go. Oh yeah, so we'll get a couple of them cut out. This piece looks oh, this is starting to flower? That doesn't make any sense. Huh, that's cool. Must be fate. Man, that stinks. I'm gonna take this outside. Ah, and the battery's dead. What a day to be alive. Alrighty. Back to the corner of the property. Looking for something a little more manageable. Oh yeah, this is the ticket here. I'm really fighting batteries here. We'll see, this has 1 bar, so I might get like a quarter of a cut. Hey, now, we're cooking with some gas. Baylor is done with the corded one, so I think we should be able to make some progress here. Oh, no good. What the? Neato. Ow, that's hot. Hot. Well, that could have been bad, but it wasn't.
It feels pretty solid.
Let's go!
No way.
Getting more and more usable by the second. Please don't be too small. Well, folks, we got her done here. She ain't much for length, but she's got some serious girth to her. Nice and sharp. Looks pretty alright. Wasn't too bad for our first time. Let's see Baylor's.
Well, got the knife done here. She's got a good bit of length on her, but she's lacking in the old girth department. We got a series of challenges coming up. We're gonna get these things judged, so let's head on over there.
So we're here with Papa Munch. He's going to be our judge for today's competition. We'll be judged on appeal, sharpness, utility, and durability.
First round of challenges is appeal. Now, Papa Munch, what do you think about knife number 1?
It looks handmade.
They are
It
handmade.
has that handmade quality feel. Feels pretty good in the hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The
Give
handles,
yourself a little sniff of that handle.
the handles stay on. That's a good thing.
Cherry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Appears to have a nice edge. I like it.
All right, all right. Now, knife number 2 here.
Seems to have more of a beaver made appeal. Like maybe it was chewed from a tree.
We were very limited on the tools.
Okay, okay. It does have a very nice feel though. It's very comfortable. Arguably more comfortable than knife 1.
Okay.
Yeah. It does seem to be very sturdy. And yeah, I like this one too.
All right, who gets the round?
I'd say knife 1 is nicer. Knife 2 is a
Fair.
little more comfortable and maybe easier to carry.
Okay.
So final answer?
I'm still going to go with knife 1.
All right, test number 2, sharpness. We got a couple pieces of paper here. If you'd like to do the honors. Knife number 1. Hey, kinda. The paper's wet.
It wants it. Let's give her a little help here. We'll give her a fold.
Oh, money.
It's
Maybe
not
not.
the sharpest knife I've ever used, but for being, you know, whittled by hand, it'll get the job done.
How about knife number 2?
Okay, this one's going to need a little help too. All right, let's compare.
Which rip is cleaner?
Oddly enough, although it felt like it took more effort with knife number 2, I think the tear is a little cleaner with that one. I'm still gonna go with knife number 1.
Alrighty.
All right, so clearly knife number 1 took it in the sharpness. So now we're on to utility. How utilitarian are these knives?
Big word.
We got ourselves a cardboard box here. We're gonna go ahead, try to cut some cardboard.
Try to break it down.
I guess, yeah.
All right, we'll start with knife number 2 here. It's closer. Where'd you get this box from?
Amazon Prime. Yeah, not sponsored.
Well, it does the tape pretty good. Little plowing action there on the cardboard. Not too bad. Comfortable, easy to use. Knife number 1. It's not as comfortable. Neither one of them cut cardboard great. It's also got a little sharp edge right here on the back of the blade. Makes it a little more hazardous. But I think all in all, for an everyday use knife, I think knife number 2.
Test number 4 is going to be the durability test.
Well, any handmade bush knife, eventually you're going to need to build a fire. And to build a fire, you're going to need to baton some wood. Make big wood into little wood. So,
What do you think of knife number 1, Papa Munch?
it feels really sturdy, obviously, because it's got a big fat shank. But with the grip being so small, easy to conceal, harder to keep a hold of,
Yep.
and much less room for error. You probably saw towards the last one there, I had to start moving my hand back to avoid whacking myself in the hand. So,
And did it keep an edge? It is a durability test after all.
well, you can still make a cut with it. So I'd say overall it's very durable.
Now on to knife number 2.
Knife number 2.
Did it keep an edge?
Did just as well in the batoning challenge.
Oh yeah.
Still cuts a piece of paper no problem, but I will say the extra handle definitely helped out. You could keep a good firm grip on it, still have somewhere to hit. But the shorter blade seemed to need a little more effort, but you could easily get that from the extra handle. So I would say due to the handle, number 2 probably takes the baton challenge.
As you can see, number 2 and number 1 are now tied. Now we need to come up with a tiebreaker. So we've decided that we are going to throw these knives into a tree and see if they have a good enough point to stick.
All right, so for our tiebreaker, we decided on this big old beautiful tree right here. So Papa Munch here is gonna start by throwing knife number 1 directly, knife number 2 directly at the center. And now, knife number 1. Oh man, what are we thinking there?
Best 2 out of 3.
Do you have a tiebreaker?
We could probably figure something out.
Yeah. Seems to have held up perfectly. Doesn't seem to have held up quite as well.
Looks like a throwing knife now.
Knife number 2 seems to be covered in schmoo. Okay, after the tiebreaker, we clearly only have 1 complete knife left. So we got to go with knife 1.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah, baby. That's my knife. Well, I've never won anything before, so I'm not sure how to act, but yeah, woo, yeah, okay. All right, Baylor, should we hit him with it?
Should hit him with it.
All right, thank you guys for watching this episode of
Revved Up.
Are we going to do the weird outro where we just keep talking again?
That's fine. I mean, we lost the last one.
Like in, yeah, take 1 and take 3 and...
Yeah, but we kept losing those, but I think we should, so
We got it now though?
yeah, we should end it here, or should we end it
Let's just end it now.
right now?
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, you guys shouldn't have.
Well, folks, we got her done here. You know, she
She may not hit the end of the tuna can, but she sure can fuck up the sidewall.
Jesus.